All right, welcome to another episode of Discovering Foundational Truths. My name is John Lemus.
Hussein Ambrawa.
Omagasa.
The title of this episode is going to be We Are the Light of the World. So the title is We Are the Light of the World. And I usually start with some questions, asking you guys, what has been on your heart and mind recently? So what has been on your heart and mind recently? I'm going to start a tough one there, huh?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's tough one, man. It just been
You can only answer
2025.
that personally.
Wavy,
Yeah.
go ahead, man.
What's been on your heart?
Been on my heart.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to do? Anything you've been working
I
towards?
won't say want to do, but I'm waiting for the sun to come back up. I'm talking
Wait
about
for it
the
to
one.
die a little stronger.
Yeah,
That's- we're gonna talk
realistically,
about that today. That's
nothing too,
the season.
crazy. I was telling him outside about it.
good. Yeah. It's gonna get warm tomorrow, and it's gonna be cold all next week. Yeah, it's in that time. So I'm trying to think what's been on my heart and mind. Oh, I just started the that Boys to Men thing with the group. That one of the kids that came in here, that Muhammad. Well, it's not Muhammad. Abu Bakar. That's his name, or Abu Baker. Yeah, he's one of the guys that I'm helping. And first day went well. I hit him with the who am I question, and it fell flat, straight on its face.
Yeah.
Who am I? Me. That's right.
Hey,
So obviously, I gotta put a little more light in their heart. So
Like that.
that's what's been on my heart. Just starting that. I'm glad
That's
I finally
good.
got it started because there's been about 10 different things stopping me. I've been covering classes, been doing different things, and like today I just
Said nothing can stop it.
Yeah, it ain't gonna stop me. It's just gonna slow me down and start with.
process.
Yeah. So what's been on your heart lately, brother?
Can't really think of much, honestly, in my heart. I mean, all I can say is I've been lacking sleep, so I've been thinking a lot about that, working on that, which can improve my life overall if I get quality sleep.
Okay. Man, what are your current priorities in this season of your life? So it'll be your age.
what happened?
What's your current priorities in this season of your life? Right now, my priorities. Definitely taking care of the household.
Yeah.
I think getting rid of some stuff. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you get pretty decent at what you're doing, and there's just get more and more opportunities to do it.
Yeah.
But every opportunity is not necessarily which way you're going. So I had a guy call me the other day and talking about, because they're having trouble with the ice and all that stuff. Like, well, we'll get some good, footage on, the kids here at Arsenal. And they're like, I'm like, no, I don't think so. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that spokesperson.
Right.
I said, it's a little hot right now. Blocks
He said it's a little
so
bit.
I'm just going to leave that go right now. And the principal, that was who just stepped in the door. He
Okay.
said the same thing. He's like, not right now, bro. So, yeah, they want to put us on Channel 2 News again. I'm like, no, I'm good. Yeah, we're good for right now. So that's my priority right now, just, dealing with the kids, I guess. Because I know they're thinking about different stuff,
Of course, yeah.
You got any current priorities or no? That's basically the same thing as what's on your heart and mind. I don't know.
I'll say like business wise too, having your own thing, being an ownership in that, prioritizing. Then family's definitely a priority always. Yeah. And health, I've been slacking. I haven't been in the gym for like 3 months. So
Wow.
I need to get back on it.
That's different from Mo.
That
He
is
said
definitely
3
different.
months.
3 months.
Yeah, that's a little different for him. That's what from my knowledge.
That's definitely different for him, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. How would you like people to experience you? What kind of person do you want to be in this world? Who do you think you are?
I just want to be a fair person.
Just be fair?
Yeah.
What's that mean? What's fair
For
mean?
me, fair is but from my point of view is if I respect you, respect me. That's how fair I look at it.
That's like reciprocal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what the word fair means, brother. I'm telling you, because
It's perspective without
it's all
one.
perspective. Yeah. So how do I want people to experience me? I guess approachable and helpful.
Yeah.
More than anything, So I don't want to just say, well, no, I can't do this because, the system's doing that, I want to help any way I can, as long as I'm not trying to do something that's going to put me back. So I guess that's how I would like people to experience me. What about you, Mo? You doing anything outside of family and yourself? Helping anybody else? Or
Yeah, definitely. And I want like people to get a certain value from me, like just like what you said, be helpful. So like I provide guidance, any help in any ways. Even sometimes I have like some online like resources I send out to a bunch of people in like in areas that help me. So
That's good.
yeah.
Okay, this one's for you, Wavy. If you had a whole day where you can do anything you want, what you gonna do?
You got I do that every day, but
Do whatever you want.
Whatever you want every day. I know you does. Yeah.
so I mean, today my mom had me babysit. But
That's not what you want to do, though.
no, they trapped me to do that.
got you.
They got me today.
Every now and then you
But,
get caught up.
Usually, what's it called? I wanted to go to Vegas. One of my friends moved out there.
Okay.
He said,
Go out and visit.
yeah, I want to go check that out.
Leave-
So they said it's a different market. There's a whole lot of money out there.
Oh, yeah. A whole lot of money goes through there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, passes through. If I had a whole day, I can do anything I wanted. How about I was at home today? I took a half a day. I was going to take the whole day, but I took a half a day because I had something delivered to my house. And I just came right in the second half of the day. My wife's like, "Why are you going to work?" I'd rather be here than home. I don't know. It's weird.
So what would you
Kids.
do if you had a whole day to yourself? Do whatever you want.
I think it would be, work on the stuff I'm working on between this and the maybe writing that, start, more in depth on writing that book. Because I'd take the whole day and do that if I could just forget about all my responsibilities and get away from the house and
I mean, you can make it
the
happen.
dogs. Oh yeah, I hit it here and there, but then it helps when my wife goes out of town. Because then I have more time to myself. But yeah, I think that's what I would do actually, no matter what type of money I have or whatever. So, what would you do if you had a whole day, Mo?
First, I need to guarantee myself 8 hours of sleep.
Oh yeah.
So I get that, I'll be really good in a good mood. And I need to start cleaning and organizing. So if I'll probably spend half of the day revamping everything and clean out the mess in my closet, all of that, because I definitely don't have enough time for that nowadays.
Yeah. All right. All right, Wavy. What's your greatest accomplishment?
Greatest accomplishment?
What do you think? That's a tough one.
Yeah, because
Still young, that's why.
I got to the point of
This
view.
man is ambitious. He ain't
Congratulated
accomplished
a
nothing. He
lot of
working.
things.
Ain't
but-
there yet.
Greatest accomplishment. Yeah, you could say that. At the moment, since the life that I live, greatest accomplishment. I'm gonna say when I hit 100,000, that was one of the big ones.
Okay.
When I first hit
You
100,000.
talk about it in the bank?
Yeah, cash in the bank, same
Yeah, okay.
thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. It wasn't in the bank.
Yeah.
Still on the cake.
Yeah, but that was one of the big ones when I did that.
All right. You got a big accomplishment?
Man. Like a big one.
What's
So
your-
all of them are just.
It says, what's your greatest accomplishment?
Honestly, I'm still ambitious. I don't have that feeling that I feel like I accomplished something grand yet. But I'm definitely proud, for making my, always helping out my family and my parents being proud of me. That makes me very content. So making them happy is good, and also being stepping up as a man and in the household. Yeah.
Man, I wonder what my greatest accomplishment is. Can't be anything I won. That's just that's fleeting. I guess just becoming the person that I have become. That's all. That's
There we
what-
go. That's all that matters.
Yeah, putting more time into myself and understanding that the better you become, like a tide rises all boats. You know what I mean? So the better you become, other people will actually get better around you. Just and basically we're gonna talk about that show, shining the light of basically God to everybody else. So what are you still hoping to accomplish? Financial freedom, baby. That would be nice, huh?
Yeah.
Then you can do whatever you want, anytime you want. Time freedom, financial freedom to travel.
Yeah, definitely. That is definitely one of my biggest keys there.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about, it's cheap, it's expensive.
I know. I don't even want to talk about price.
I just, what you say? I just want to point and want it.
Bro, I'm almost there already. Sometimes I just do stuff.
You
it's
like that?
Well, no, I'm saying my wife, we just had, it's a big crate for my big dog and 3 other crates, $7,400. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, what the, can you drive it to work or what?
Yeah.
It's like, but I'm like, so what?
Hey,
Right.
They
Like,
say
what you
everybody
gonna
got
do?
a cap.
You know what I'm saying?
you
So I'm
got-
glad she got good taste. But that stuff is going to outlast us because it's all stainless steel, So, oh well, it won't lose its value real easy either. So what am I still hoping to accomplish? I definitely want to write that book. That's what
Let's
I'm
go.
do. I'm
You
gonna
can
get
do that.
there. Yeah.
You write enough already.
I'm writing enough
And you
already.
wrote
Yeah.
5-10 books. Just
I know. You
don't
just
do
got to put it
this.
together. That's all. Yeah.
Dude, you your own
after that.
ghostwriter.
Yeah, after
Just
that,
don't notice it.
I'll figure it out from there because wherever that book takes me. So what are you still hoping to accomplish, brother?
Definitely financial freedom, but not when I'm 60. Maybe like 35. You know,
Yeah,
I'm trying to get
that's
to it.
the
Right,
nice thing.
trying to get it right sooner so I can enjoy it. You know.
Yo, when I was 35, I'd never even heard the term financial freedom.
Well, that's
I
a
had
different
no
time.
idea. I heard the term: go to school, get a job, work for 40 years, retire.
They
Yeah,
programmed
that was
you.
your
you ain't
concept.
lying. I got took up,
Yeah, there's a lot of money out here these days.
man.
And there's places in the north side that, you know, guys just walk around. They like $500,000. I said, God damn.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, I said,
All right,
God.
this is a little personal one. What do you want people to know about you?
Like
want-
personal. huh?
Yeah, just something personal. What do you want people to know about you?
Well, I mean, on my end, I'm kind until you push me. As simple as
yeah.
that.
I would have to say loyal to a fault until you show your stripes, you know. Once you show me, I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice.
Mhm.
But so what do you want people to know about you, Mo?
Shit, I can't even think of anything. But honestly, I am strict. I want people to like, just because I have like this, you know, he like lifestyle, you know, people think I'm all like happy, but like I'm strict with others too. Like, especially if you're like a person who's close to me, because I have like high standards, and
Okay.
that's probably one thing.
So that you are
know.
strict. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you need more of in your life?
That's why you
know
never
your
answer.
He said, guap.
Yeah, you got
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know.
that was an easy one
Yeah,
there.
that's a yes no question. All
Oh yeah, if y'all don't know, it's money.
right, if it can't be money, what do you need more of in your life? I can give you one
I
for
can.
you.
What's your?
I would say like relationships to money. You know what I'm saying? Like other people with more
Yeah,
money
yeah.
around you. You know what I'm saying? It's like
That's true, yeah.
You make more
Actually, yeah, I was sitting down and think about it like that.
till you
Like,
have
damn.
it. Yeah.
A lot of people ask me for money, but
You
I
ain't
never
lying.
asked
If they're all
nobody for
asking-
money.
I'm saying if they're all asking you, then you in the wrong crowd.
I'm like,
That's
damn.
all. You the smartest guy in the room. It's time to move.
So I'm like, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But I'm saying the more, I mean, they say your network is your net worth.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
fact.
The more, you know, you can get stuff done with a
I
snap of a
said,
finger.
I
you
gotta
know?
get to Vegas, man.
You gotta get- you never know. That might be a spot.
Yeah.
That might be where you hit.
There's a lot of money there.
hit
I'm
your
telling you.
stuff.
They is known for casino. You trying to get your money?
No, we're talking next year.
Yeah, we're talking about people going through there
Ah.
looking for more
Connection.
people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, they
connections.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely. It's
There's
like, it'd be like going
CEOs
to,
over
like,
there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Vegas,
it'd be like
Florida.
going to Dubai or something. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I like
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Where
I
you got
like
money,
that.
you can't make money.
Gotta
There is
surround
no
yourself
money.
around money.
Yeah, I'm telling you. All right, did you get
San
one?
Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah, that's
That's
Seneca
not too
Valley.
bad.
If you know about that.
Yeah. Yeah. They, some of them, if you ain't one of them, they push you to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really like going to places like
So
that.
what do you need more of in your life, brother? Don't say
Me?
Don't say
No,
strict,
it's
don't say
definitely-
strictness.
It's not.
No.
It's actually I need more to be less strict.
You know
I-
what it is? I'm telling you. Here's the truth. Control is an illusion.
Yeah.
So when you try to control, you actually ruin. Anything that comes right is going to come natural. When you force it and you make it yours and you think you controlled it, now you just ruined the natural, whatever it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, so
Definitely improving since I've been coming here.
yeah,
so
I'm
definitely
telling you,
need to
because there's a
know.
lot of things we cannot control. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? But if you understand the difference between the two, then you can stay happy and your joy stays up. So
I need more time. It's cliche as hell, but I feel
No.
like 24 hours is not freaking enough.
Let God bring down 40 hours. 40.
That's why I don't sleep because I'm like, damn, it's already tomorrow. I'm like, I got shit to do.
I've read so many different things. I'm telling you, these guys actually kind of compound their time because they block it or chunk it.
Yeah.
Like the first 3 hours, they get done in 3 hours what people do in a day. So this is like day 2, the second 3 hours, and they get done. You know what I'm saying? It's like time really doesn't exist.
Facts.
Time basically is there to try and give you a perspective on life, and the sun rises in the morning and sets at nighttime.
They program us, huh?
Yeah. Besides that, I'm saying time itself. You can do whatever you want. With your time. So that's how you get more time and not be procrastinating. Not worrying about these dudes. Don't worry about no 8 hours of sleep. You know what I'm saying? They just keep going. I'm like, man.
Okay.
But it's that easy hard principle. If it's hard when you're young, then it's easy when you're older. You know, if it's hard when you're, or if it's easy when you're young, it gets hard as you're older. You know, you got to do your work sometime. You know,
Okay.
you're just more. All right. So, what do you really care about? Ooh, this one's gonna hurt. I have to say, I do really care about relationships. I guess that's what I'm looking at. Not necessarily. Well, I can't say that. I don't want to say that. If she watches this, we're in trouble.
Okay.
So, what do you really care about?
I really care about results, most likely.
Okay,
That's
results.
one thing
Yeah,
about
that's
me.
good.
Like
I
if
think-
somebody tell me I'm going to do this, I like to
you like to
see
it
the
happen.
results. Yeah.
People falling through. I care about relationships. Like I said, it says eternity isn't linear. Eternity is relational. So actually you step into eternity when you have a bunch of relationships that, you kind of lose track of time when you're in love with somebody. You don't even know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? You just lose all that thought when you're actually in a good relationship with, I don't care if it's your wife or anybody else, You could be your best friend. You sitting there playing video games for 10 hours. Where all the time go,
Hey, I ain't getting nothing done.
With relationships, are you talking about quantity or quality?
It's got to be quality, yeah.
Okay.
Because quantity. It's not like having 10,000 friends on Facebook. It's like
Right.
it's how deep you are with who you know. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. Where can they take you? As far as your mind. So what you need. That's what you really care about. Okay. So did you grow up in an emotionally supportive environment?
I know about that one.
Yeah,
Grew up rough.
I definitely grew up rough. I definitely grew up in an emotionally supportive environment from my mom. My dad wasn't. He was like emotionally absent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your dad was just physically absent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, you didn't really have a father figure like that.
It's pretty
So
standard.
your parents were emotionally supportive.
My mom.
Your mom?
Definitely not my dad. I think that's where I get the strictness from. He was known to be that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's really not like that, though.
Yeah, but once you get to know him, it's different when he talks to his kids compared to his, outside.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but
Oh, it's a good one. What's the most trouble have you ever been in? Ooh. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, we did a lot of wild stuff.
Yeah. No
I've
confession.
yet to be in jail. So
Nah,
I
yeah.
ain't
Yeah,
really
I've
tripping.
never got to jail. either.
I never went to
good.
jail either, so
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't be that bad. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, soon as I hit 18, I'm like, okay, enough is enough.
Yeah. You slowed it down a little bit.
Time for jail? Nah, we don't got time for that.
That'll push you back, boy.
Yeah.
Years.
So I get juvenile cases all day,
Yeah.
but once you talk about jail, God, cool.
I didn't catch no Judy cases either, so I must have been a little bit.
Yeah.
Most trouble. Man, I can't think of the most trouble.
He was a good man.
I was not even that much trouble. Yeah.
Fights in high
Oh
school,
yeah, a
middle
couple
school.
of that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like little suspensions, and I got those.
I got suspended once. Yeah. I got paddled once. Oh my god, that's how
Said,
old I
bend
am.
over.
They
What?
cracked me. They
They need to bring that back.
with the
These
whole.
kids
Yeah, there
nowadays.
we go. Yeah, you ain't
You
lying.
ain't doing nothing
Make
like
you
that.
think,
dude.
yeah, you make you think twice. Well, I got beat up in the fight and I got paddled.
Damn.
Well, my
That's
buddy
double jeopardy.
was fighting this one dude, and I'm like, oh my god, why would you pick on this dude? He was like twice our size, I'm like, oh well, here we go. I jumped in and I got rolled down the steps and paddled, and I'm like, oh god.
So last time you did that, huh?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, that was just not smart, and I didn't lose a
Yeah.
fight since then, so that's good. Yeah, that one I definitely
But let's
I took an L on that one. Yeah, I took karate after that. Then I never fought. I'm telling you, fighting is all about insecurity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're insecure, it makes you want to.
I got so many, I don't know which one to pick from.
Yeah. Well, you come over from Westinghouse, so.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong
We
with
just,
what's the
I'm
house.
saying I'm saying they got that mantra. We might lose the game, but we ain't losing the fight.
Oh, that's. I mean, we don't fight on every game.
Well, we just
That
fought
is
you guys
Westinghouse.
the other day.
I mean,
Boys
that's.
basketball, and we won. So.
I mean, we're not known for basketball.
Nah.
Once you
yeah,
talk
no,
football,
that's
like,
different.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. If you had one wish that could come true, what would it be? One wish that could come true.
I feel like wait, we already got his answer.
You might branch out. You
You
never
said
know.
$1 billion now.
Oh, I mean, It ain't fun. If you have money without no people, it ain't fun without.
You ain't lying.
You know, you can't have all the money. You gotta have somebody have to have some too. So, but I just want to put my family in the stage that they don't got to worry about now.
Okay.
Yeah. So
It's a nice way. I like that.
One wish could come true. What would it be, Mo?
I need compassion in the world, man. People need to understand each other from different perspectives.
Is that ever gonna happen?
Absolutely
no,
not.
that's not compatible. I mean, in
It
his own
it
world.
possibly can. You know, God can make anything happen, and also like there's a lot of division with religion and politics.
True. I mean,
But all
we
that
have
can be resolved.
How can that be resolved?
How can it be resolved?
When God gave us
freedom of will. Yeah.
Either God brings down another prophet, it clears
Well,
the
he's already done
misconception.
that how many times? It didn't clear it up.
But we didn't have technology. We didn't have the way to scale it to everyone at a quicker pace. He did it like individually, different areas. By the time we got to this person, they already got messed up. The message got all populated. It's just not the same anymore. So unless he does that, and make it concrete, the truth this is that's gonna end a lot of arguments, a lot of fights maybe. But
So more compassion in the world. Okay.
compassion, yeah. But Jesus is coming back, so it is gonna happen.
He said Jesus is coming.
This dude, he's a convert. All right. Let's see. One wish. What would it be? I guess it would have to do with understanding. I mean, it's just understanding that we're always going to have division. We're always going to have people fussing. We're
sure.
always going to have argument, but it doesn't have to affect you.
Right?
So obviously, non-compassion affects you right now.
Yeah.
So the only thing you can do is find a way to it not affect you. When it doesn't affect you, then it no longer in your world is gonna make a difference.
I mean, I hear what you mean, but as a human being, don't you feel for those who are in pain, those who are being affected by that division and the clash, like the mercy? Where is it at? Like, imagine that was your relative or somebody I mean, I could definitely de-associate myself. I'm already de-associated. I'm not involved in any of that stuff. I just like seeing it. It's just like at the end of the day, I'm a human. I'm gonna have a feeling towards that.
Okay. Yeah, and it's ain't no yes right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your all-time favorite movie?
Get rich or die trying.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
That was a movie.
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta see. I
about 50 Cent?
I know
Yeah.
50 Cent song. I know it was
No,
a
he
damn
definitely
movie.
that was a good movie.
Yeah.
God damn, that was a movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He wore the flak jacket.
Yeah, watch it tonight.
Concert. That's good. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Wait, is it the one he get shot? 50 Cent did
Yeah,
it?
you get shit.
Yeah, he got 9 shots. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I watched it in a long time ago. I gotta rewatch that. So what was the question? What was your favorite movie?
What is your favorite all-time movie?
Man, that's a lot of good classic ones, man. I do enjoy the Matrix trilogy, whatever.
Yeah, trilogy.
Trilogy. That's
Yeah.
yeah, that definitely great stuff.
I just saw a movie, and I think I saw it with you. That's one of my favorite movies. I don't know why. It's
Recent.
yeah. What the heck's it called now?
What was it about?
I'll think about 1 second here. It's about The Forge.
The Forge.
Yeah, that had to do with it's a boys to men thing. About
You
this
said
guy
that's
starting.
your favorite all time. I
Yeah,
gotta
it's
note
good.
that down. I'm just
Oh, it's
good
on,
at
it's on Netflix right now.
The Forge, huh?
Yeah, you have to watch it. Yeah, it's definitely it gets you
Okay,
thinking about people and what we should be doing.
Note that.
All right, if you could have chosen your name, Hussein, what would you pick?
I thought about this when I was younger.
You'd think about changing it.
Nah, I don't think.
What would you pick if you could choose your name right now?
Well, I had a fake name at the time. When I was younger, it was called James Smith.
James Smith.
If you ain't know me,
You trying to be?
yeah. If you ain't know me, that was my name. I introduced
I
myself.
never heard of that.
That's wild.
You know me. You had to worry about
You
that.
don't look nothing like a James Smith.
I'm just saying that's just like saying Jane Doe. It's like it's just there's a million James Smiths.
Yeah, so-
a million Smiths.
You was talking out of juvie. Huh?
That was the name of all the police. Hey, where's James at? He said, "Hey, his name ain't James."
Yeah,
That's funny.
Shit.
I think I'd keep my name. Honestly, I don't know why. I'm just so used
John
to I'm
Lehman.
just so used to hearing John. Yeah, no, that's weird. I don't think I want to be called something different. Would you choose a different name?
Well, I was born with a different name. My name was actually changed.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, when I was 3 or 4.
So now your age, you can change your name. Like if you had a chance to change
I didn't know
would
that.
you?
But
you can
I
always
love
change
my
it.
name now. I have the greatest name out there. It's the number one in all categories. So I'm very proud of that name, and I gotta live to the standard, which is a high responsibility to carry that name.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom been always preaching about that. So
That's good. Yeah. Okay, what's your favorite animal as a pet? You have a favorite?
Favorite animal? I'd say a fish. It's not
Fish?
much. It's easy to take
Not
care
much,
of.
but any animal you get, bro, it is work.
Fish ain't too bad though.
Yeah, well. What's your favorite animal as a pet? You don't even you like
no, I'm
animals?
not a pet guy at all.
Not a
but
pet animal guy.
if I was to choose an animal, it'd be like a tiger. I always find that
Tiger.
fancy.
Man.
That's not a pet, but
It's not a pet. It's a pet
Those
animal.
rich dudes.
yeah,
No, I love tigers. It's just the way they look and like the meanness is different.
they're
They're
definitely-
agile as hell. Like
Yeah.
it's different.
I have to probably pick dog. I don't know why.
hey, you deal with
Might as
them
well.
too
I
much.
deal with them all my life.
No, dogs are very compassionate. So
All right, what do you find most challenging in your life right now? What's the biggest challenge you have right now?
But maybe sometimes communicating with my wife. I
Yeah.
communicate it, but maybe she don't
You
understand
just don't
it.
hear the same story.
Yeah, that's
That's a whole other episode.
that's one of the
No, you're
big
right.
complications.
What do you find most challenging in your life right now?
I want to say it's communication. It's just like freeing my time. Like I just have a lot going on. Like
Yeah.
I don't even get time to go to the gym, which is crazy. Like it's just more responsibilities are stacking up. So
So I'm telling you right now, what you put your priorities on is what you will do. I'm saying at your age, if something is above one of those four pillars, between your body, your faith, your family, or your finances, then it shouldn't be a part. It shouldn't be more important. I don't care what it is. Yeah, it's hard because I don't work out in the morning like I should. I work out in the morning, for about 15 minutes, but it should be higher priority. But it's not going to ever go away. I don't care.
I do play soccer, so that kind of like balance it.
It's cardio.
On Thursday.
That's definitely cardio. Yeah. So you prioritize that higher than
Working out.
Rested.
yeah. That's cool. All right. Okay. What's something that no one knows about you? That's a tough one. Since
Might
we-
try to expose us.
yeah, we're trying to bring it
Yeah,
out.
no,
Hey, I don't know where I got these questions
It's
from.
only me and God. That's how we keep in time.
Oh, Jesus.
You funny today.
Yeah.
What's something that nobody knows about you?
I mean, on my end, when I was younger, I believe I smashed my thumb. I mean, not some people know because
Yeah.
my thumb is like that.
Thumbnail.
Yeah, my thumb now.
How'd you smash it?
Well, we used to live here in Lawrenceville.
Mm-hmm.
Went to one of my cousin's house and closed the door on my thumb.
Okay.
And I was beating on the doors for them to open the door, and this is what the results were.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, a lot of people know, but sometimes,
I never did that.
yeah, that's
His
how it
thumbnail
looks.
didn't grow back all like that.
Yeah,
Shit, I didn't even know that.
yeah, a lot of people don't know.
I see you all the time. Didn't even see it. That's
what I'm saying.
I've seen it. I didn't know why.
Yeah,
All right, what's somebody
Yeah,
that
yeah.
don't know about you? Here's one for me. When I was younger, my dad was like a tough dude, and I was cutting a pumpkin. Like we were cutting pumpkins and gutting it, making a face out of it, put a light in it. When I was cutting the pumpkin, my hand, I gutted it, but my hand slipped right down the knife and sliced right here. And what I did was, I can't bring this down here. Like I must have
Can't bring it-
sliced,
okay.
I must have sliced the tendon
Yeah.
that gives it any more. So now this is like all kind of, I just can never bring it down any farther than that.
as long as it's still
Yeah,
there.
like this will come down,
Yeah.
and then cross, but this one I'll never do it again. I mean, it's just that's something that happened when I was younger. My dad goes, "Put a Band-Aid on it." It's all right. I'm bleeding all over the place. I said, "This dude,
Like,
oh, he's wicked, man." And then I'm telling you, I was laughing this one time. We moved around a lot, and he's holding on to he's like what 6'2". He was holding on to like a couch, and we're going up into a what do you call that, a U-Haul. And didn't he smoke his head on the U-Haul? Pow! I thought he was knocked out because he fell backwards. I just started cracking up. I said, this dude, because it was just the way it was. He was that tough. I mean, it's like
it'd be
stuff
like
happen to
that.
you when you're tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
challenging limits.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, he don't want you to be no punk. So what's something no one knows about you, Mo?
I don't know if I should, even speak on it.
Plead
Nah,
the fifth.
We can
guys.
keep it general.
We can keep it general. Yeah. Well,
You don't need names and nothing.
we can say I'm not supposed to be here because when I was like growing up from like 1 to like 3, I was terminally ill.
Okay.
Like I was supposed to be dead. So that's why my name got changed because in our culture they believe like sometimes a name is not fit for you or like you have health issues. I also got like they burned marks on my head just to like other culture tradition stuff just to keep me back healthy and make me alive. So like I spent a lot of time in the hospital from like infant because I was terminally ill for whatever reason.
But you don't know what was wrong with you.
My parents know, but I never like really found
never asked.
out. It's just like I was swelling up and nothing was like it was just a lot of going on. Yeah,
Firstborn too, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's.
All right, almost done with questions. These get a little too personal. Have you ever stopped talking to a friend? Why and what ended the friendship?
I mean, yeah. On my point of view, it was costing me too much money
Costing you
to
too
be
much
to
money?
be his friend. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's gonna have to stop.
Wow, I wonder if I ever stopped talking to somebody. Obviously, I moved on, you know what I mean, and had found new friends, but I don't know if I ever just told somebody,
Yeah, that's
stay
what I
away
was gonna
from
say.
me.
Maybe like distant myself
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
less association, but I won't say like I cut you off completely. Yeah.
Wow, I haven't had as many traumas as I thought. Yeah, just thinking about that. If you got to cut somebody off, usually something stupid happens, you know?
Yeah, gotta be something big.
I can't think of anything.
Like, man, stole your girl or some shit. Even now, you can get
I
past
can
that.
care less about that. Yeah, I'm like, man, there's always more.
Yeah, I physically fought with some friends and we chopped it up and, cleared out the,
This one, I got to do this last one here. How long does it take to earn your trust?
I trust. I feel like you got it the first day until
Okay,
you do
so
something.
I'm the same way.
You too nice.
No, that's the way I am too. It's like, you're good till you show me different. That's
You guys
all.
don't like that?
That's
Yeah,
what
that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I don't know about me, honestly. To gain my trust, I definitely have that suspicious, like, in general, is in me.
I ain't just gonna welcome you though.
Right.
You know?
So what's that say about him?
I mean, you can explain that.
I'm just saying, there's a truth in it.
Yeah.
It also says I'm controlling and also, like, I'm more...
He already knows the answer.
But I'm also detail orientated. So, and the thing is, that's why I'm an analyst. Like I have, like my mind just runs scenarios like
You're a
like
what?
like an analyst,
Oh,
like
analyst.
financial
Yeah.
analyst. My mind just runs scenarios like automatically without even like thinking about the situation at all. So like I will size you up so many different ways before.
You don't even know what's going on with this mind.
Exactly. So by the time I fully trust you, it's like a month in. You know. Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's how it works for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you found money on the ground, would you keep it or look for the owner?
Keeping that.
It's like, soup
I've been
ass
playing
soup.
my
I mean, if it-
price shit.
If I know you, yeah, I'd return it. But if I don't know you, that's gone.
Nah, I've been finding money. I be looking for that. Like
never
that never
found money
happened
as
for
a
me.
child?
Nah, hell nah, hell
Nah,
nah.
come on,
Even-
bro.
I mean, maybe when I was young, I kind of took money from my dad. Like he left it out there.
Yeah. I mean, that's still fine.
But he started looking for it. He started whooping people's ass. My siblings was getting beat up for it, so I had to give it up and say I had
That's
it and shit.
He's like, nah, dude.
I take my ass whooping and take that money.
All right, I just want to say a statement. Strength depends on physical ability of the body, but power is based on the spiritual rule over the body. What's that mean? So strength depends on the physical ability of the body,
Your physical body.
but your power is based on the spiritual rule over your body.
That's a fact.
Like
It's
the-
based on faith. Like the power is
source.
based on faith and how much you believe in yourself and how
You know.
far you can mentally, carry on. And that's definitely like if you believe in God, if you believe in something, you have that infinite power.
Okay. Yeah, I would have to say, sort of the same. Obviously, you can build strength,
For sure.
but power is really what can actually finish the job. And when you get to thinking that you can do it, with your belief and all that stuff, then, you receive power. You get, the strength doesn't even help you do, because I've seen people fighting even, it's one dude way bigger than the other dude, but the power the one dude had is just because of his belief in, what he was, He's like, I wish your brother would.
To kill me.
Yeah, so, yep. All right, THUG, THUG. It is an acronym for traumatized human unable to grieve.
Whew. Damn, that's powerful.
Yeah, I know.
Say that one more time.
THUG is an acronym meaning a traumatized human unable to grieve.
That's why they call us thugs.
Yeah, it's thug life. You know what I'm
Keep
saying?
that.
But the biggest difference in why a thug is a thug is he can't grieve what happened to him when he was younger. You know what I mean? Or, the experiences he had as he's growing up.
But society don't look at it that way.
Well, I'm saying if it's the way you look at it makes a difference in your world. You can't say society, because, you ain't changing society. You change yourself.
Hey, they labeled me a thug. They said I'm a
Alright.
thug. I ain't call myself a thug. They said how I look like a thug. I'm like, what?
You look like a thug. You don't look like a thug to me, bro. But my fault.
I'm speaking for others, believe.
Yeah. All right. So if we're supposed to be the light of the world, what could that mean? Any idea? How can you
which
be?
part?
We're supposed to be the light of the world.
I mean, he's supposed to make it a better place. That's
Make
why
it a
I'm
better
looking at
place. Okay.
Facts.
Okay. Did you ever think about how difficult life would be if there was no light?
It'd be a lot difficult. Yeah, we'd be running into each other.
You'd be bumping into each other.
Yeah. I don't know.
If there
don't
was no
believe that.
light, say the sun's gone, ain't no light, ain't no electricity.
I mean, we'll be dead first of all, because no light doesn't mean it's gonna be cold as shit.
So the life would actually be going on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The light is the source. Okay.
There won't be like trees and all that stuff, growing and stuff like that.
Okay.
And oxygen from a point of view. We need that from the trees.
Okay, but you and I were actually created to be light. For who? Any idea? Who are you supposed to be light for?
You supposed repeat again?
You and I were created to be light for something.
I mean, for your own destiny, but you're gonna do it for the source. That's how I look at it.
Okay, the source is light,
Yeah.
but we were created to be light. You gotta just get your mind around it a little bit. Like I said, it's deep to start with,
Yeah.
but then I'll explain a little bit more.
I see it as an environment, though. It's like awareness. That's how I
So
look
there is
at
no
it.
awareness without light.
Yeah, but I'm
Right.
created to be the light, so I have to carry myself a certain way. Like he said, take care of others, whatever he said. Sorry, I forgot what you exactly said.
I said,
But as
for
me
your- for
living
your own
that
destiny.
lifestyle is an awareness for others. So it's like you carrying it as an awareness. I don't know. Maybe I'm confusing y'all.
No, you're good. Okay, so in the beginning, God created heaven and earth, correct?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard. he created light and darkness, right?
Okay.
He created living and dying, right?
Yeah, no.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
no.
those three things are kind of synonymous: light and dark, heaven and earth, living and dying. So those three things are almost synonymous. So he said, actually, let there be light in the firmaments of heaven to divide the day from the night. Let it be for signs, seasons, and for days and years. Okay, God made two lights. The greater light is to rule the day, and the lesser light is to rule the night. So what light was created to rule the day?
The sun,
The sun. Okay, what light was created to rule the night?
the moon.
The moon. Okay, does the moon produce light?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, it does.
We can see it.
Listen to what I'm saying. Does the moon produce light?
Maybe
Produce? No.
Produce.
I don't know about like as I look at it, it shines. So something's
Doesn't
making it
produce.
shine.
Okay, tell us, science man.
It reflects.
Okay.
The sun's behind the reflection.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so if the sun wasn't there, would the moon be bright?
No.
No.
Okay, because the sun is the source of the light.
Yep.
Okay, the moon reflects. Okay, now we're supposed to reflect that light.
The sun.
Okay, just
That's
like the
deep.
moon. Yeah, just like the moon. Okay, it's gonna get deep before it comes
So
around.
you're saying it directly? I'm just saying,
Yeah.
just trying to see that way it reflects. Yeah. So you're saying the sun is directly pointing at the moon, so it's a reflect.
Well, the sun
from
is
it?
just bright, and whatever light hits the moon, illuminates the moon.
Okay.
The moon is able to reflect the sun's light at nighttime.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying. Okay.
That's just science. Yeah, it's not me. Okay. So the greater light is the sun. The sun actually represents God. Okay. The lesser light is the moon, and it represents kind of like the earth. Okay. Those are the two lights that actually handle what's going on the earth. The sun shows up every day to show us that God is real.
So it's there.
Okay, he's always there. Without him, what happens?
You're in the dark.
No.
Oh, without, I'm talking about the sun.
You ain't there. I'm just saying. It's like you said. It provides heat, provides nutrients.
Oh yeah, you're
not going to be there.
You
Without the sun, you're not going to be there.
You don't exist.
Yeah.
So heaven actually declares the works of God, and the firmament shows us his handiwork. So the firmament is the sun, the stars, the moon, all that stuff. That just shows his handiwork, what he does. Obviously, the greater light is God. That's the source of light. The lesser light is the moon, reflects the light of the sun. So God has dominion over the heavens. The moon has dominion over the earth. Okay, we're like the moon. Okay, so where do we get our light?
Well, I mean, from the source, that's where you're supposed to get it.
Absolutely.
I guess.
So we're actually supposed to reflect the
from the
light
source.
of the source.
Yeah, that's what I'm understanding.
Okay. So you're supposed to reflect the light of God
Yeah.
in different things you do. And, okay. All right. So in order for us to reflect God's light, we must be in the right proximity of God's light. Because if, say, the light was over there underneath, like some kind of a table or something, it wouldn't even shine over here. So you got to be close to God. Okay. And you have to have the properties to reflect God's light.
Facts.
Okay, if you don't have the properties to reflect God's light, you are not God's light, and you're not, a light for this earth. Okay. The way you do that is the way you live your lives, and you bear witness to, your source. So the words that come out of your mouth, the deeds that come out of your hands, our lives are supposed to proclaim. Don't forget about the source. Does your life proclaim? Don't forget about the source.
100%.
100%. Okay. Does yours?
I mean, if he's always there, yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do all the religious stuff, but I know he's present.
So you are the light of this world by reflecting, what God says about this world. That's the idea. So when you're working, you still have to reflect, God's light in your work. Do you reflect God's light in your work?
I feel like it's a distraction, honestly. So I'll say the opposite, actually.
Okay. Do you reflect God's light in your work?
And by work, I'm specifically
light.
talking about the actual job as an employee. Work.
Right?
Yeah.
So what's the definition of work?
What God wants you to do. That's what I say. Yeah, that's what I'm understanding.
What's your definition of work?
That's what he said. But he don't want me to be an employee.
Here's what I'm trying to get at. Most people think work is what you do for somebody else or what you do for yourself.
Right.
By definition, work means to become.
To become, exactly. Yeah.
So you have to become something. You don't have to do something for money. You have to become something from doing something. So that's the idea of work. You want to become something. When you become that, then you can move on. That's why most people shouldn't be working a job for 40 years. You know what I mean? Because if you can't become about 40 years, then you're probably in the wrong area anyway.
Yeah.
He's stepping away from God's.
Yeah. So, okay. So your good work should reflect the goodness of God. Okay. The purpose of light is to reveal heavenly meaning. That's deep. So the purpose of light is to reveal heavenly meaning. I'm going to get even deeper. The earth gives heaven expression. Heaven gives earth meaning. So the earth gives heaven expression. Basically meaning if you just had heaven, you just had God, and it was all spiritual, would you see anything? You can't see nothing. I mean, there's no expression of what's going on. So he created the earth to give expression to what he is.
Damn, that's deep.
Okay, it's coming.
You hitting.
And then heaven gives earth meaning.
For sure.
So if you say you're a greedy, materialistic dude, but you have no real meaning why you're getting, the money or why you're getting, all the assets and all that stuff, like you're saying, if you get it all by yourself, it's like you can't share it with anybody. And like I said, if you don't have any meaning for it, then, that means you really have no idea what heaven is, because heaven actually gives earth meaning. So that's
That
why,
is factual.
yeah.
Though,
So that's why people that are materialistic are miserable,
That.
because you have expression, but you have no meaning. You could have everything in this world, but what is the sense of acquiring everything in the world? If you're just going to die anyways.
Anyway.
Yeah. So actually, God's word is a mirror. You're supposed to actually be able to look in God's word and see yourself. Most people read the Bible, read the Quran, just to get through it. They don't slow down. You're supposed to treat it like a school zone. supposed to slow down in the school zone so you can actually let that word read you.
So you
And I
can see
push,
what's
I push
happening.
back a lot on that on people. Like for us, especially, like we have a lot of memorization. All that memorization is cool and all, but like understanding and actually living that is way more important. Some people don't like it when I directly say that to them. I know I ain't gonna say names, but but that is true, and I 100% agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the word actually, it doesn't just reflect, it actually gives you meaning for your expression. So when you're doing the prayers and all that stuff, it gives you a meaning for why you're doing it. If you slow down, let it kind of read you, because that way it can change, what it needs to change,
Right.
You're not just following it for no reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so the purpose of your existence is to do things that don't misrepresent God in your day-to-day life.
Okay.
So everything you do in your day-to-day life, they're like, well, this person didn't see it. I got away with it. I got away with this. Somebody's always watching.
Oh, that's
Now we're getting to
guaranteed.
the point where there's cameras everywhere. Like
Yeah.
in school, there's cameras. There's no cameras in here. Well, there's one on us right now. But beyond that,
They
if
listening,
something
watching, all kinds of
happens-
shit.
Yeah, I mean, God always sees everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to reflect the light of God in His heavenly meaning, or you actually miss the point of why you're here.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
ask, why am I here? You're supposed to reflect the meaning of what God wants. It says, bring heaven to earth. That's the idea. So how do I allow my life to reveal heavenly meaning? As the lesser light that rules over the night. Okay, we actually rule the earth realm. How do you do it? Okay, just give an example. When we go to bed, that's one of our most
Vulnerable moments.
vulnerable moments because you're unconscious. People die in their sleep. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's the idea is, if you're reflecting the light of God and stuff. I mean, you're safe to go to bed at night. Why do you go to sleep? Any idea? There's a reason why we go to sleep.
Because you're tired.
Because you're tired.
That's how I look at it.
What happens when you go to sleep? You go to sleep.
Your body relaxes.
Body definitely relaxes.
I mean, they say you're half dead, as most people say
Half
that.
dead. Well, you say half. That's your body. Your body ain't moving, so I guess you're
Yeah.
half dead. What happens with your spirit?
It's connected to the source. So from my
Yeah.
point of view, it actually like from my understanding, it's fighting a battle with the source and the devil at that point of view.
Yeah, and our religion does say when we go to sleep, our soul is not even ours anymore. Like God
Is
is,
it?
is God's. Like when you're actually sleeping, like you're not back to human. I mean, your thoughts are there and everything, but like you can be dead and not wake up that same time.
Right.
So,
Yeah. There's people that die in their sleep.
but the only question I have is why we dream. Like dream, I don't understand that. So
Dream, because you got some in your mind that that you want to. I mean, something in your mind. Sometimes it's something in your mind that's been bothering you, or from a point of view is something. Then something else from a point of view of something that the source wanted to show you before it
Inspiration,
happens. That's how I look
Definitely
at it.
inspired. Yeah. Main reason why you go to sleep is so your mind's like a computer. It has to kind of reboot, reset. Put your memories to where they want to. Some of them are going long term. Some of them you forget about. You have to give yourself time to download. And get organized with all your thoughts and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
and it lets your body rest.
It
But
depends what kind of computer it is.
yeah, I want to be that $16,000 one that Haji has. But all right, so our job is actually to delight in the world who wakes people up who are spiritually asleep.
Spiritually, so you're
So
up
is there
in
people walking around here that are spiritually asleep?
yeah.
majority of them got dead.
Yeah, I mean that's
Is that
why.
majority of them?
That's why they have jobs for people to be up and go back and forth so they can distract them with life.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we reflect God's light to them. So if you understand this, God is the source of all things. There's only one source.
For sure.
Everything else is a resource. Okay, so God's one source,
God's the source. Everything.
and
else
I
is-
am the resource.
Yep.
Or you are the resource. You are the resource.
Yep.
Yeah.
We think we own resources, but we are the resource.
For sure. You gotta tell Trump that.
Yeah, well, we are the resource. We think we have resources, but we are the resource. As a resource, we use our resourcefulness to create assets.
Facts.
Okay?
Yeah,
Now,
he said some bars right there.
Yeah, as lesser lights to rule the night, our job is to shine and reveal God's light. So, what does that light represent? First of all, light's a picture of joy. Because you hear people, oh, you just lit up the room. You got somebody with a lot of joy. He comes in,
Oh,
he
yeah.
just lights up the room. Okay, are you that light that reflects the light of God, who in his presence is fullness of joy. Now, it's hard to be joyful all the time. Because sometimes, we're still doing life.
Right.
We're still in this, meat suit that is going to die. So we have, appetites, addictions, all that stuff. But if you don't have any joy at all, then I question whether you have, God as your source.
Yeah, you got to have a little bit of something.
Now, truth also is light. You're supposed to walk in God's truth so you can reflect the light of God. So it's integrity, like being all one. I told everybody, it's like, I try to make sure my word is my bond, or my word is something that's good. If I tell you something, I'm going to do it. If you keep following through, then you become what's called, integrated or integral, or become one, basically. And eventually you got to get to the point where God's word is your truth. So whatever he says is truth. So God is the truth. I reflect the truth. I am receiving the truth from God and revealing that truth of God to other people. That's how you become the light. Okay. Then you have a light of awareness. So light is also awareness. So it strengthens and reveals. Now, even nowadays, they're doing what's called like red light therapy, that creates circulation in your muscles and all that stuff. So light is used to increase circulation. You know? Light also sustains relevance, basically meaning light chases out darkness. So darkness is the absence of light. Okay, by definition. What is sight?
Sight. Or you can see things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does it happen?
You got to open your eyes.
I was thinking a little more deep. That's all right. Yeah, you got to open up your eyes. What if you open up your eyes and you still can't see?
There's some blind people who can see better than you, man.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta and when you make it seem like that, you have to see with your mind as well. So,
Okay.
you gotta, think about it.
All right. So sight is not just light reflecting off an object. Okay. They think that creates sight. Obviously, if you're blind, that doesn't create sight. So really what it is, it's your ability to perceive light reflecting off an object.
Right.
That's what the definition of sight is. You have to be able to perceive the light that's reflecting off an object.
Right.
Okay.
Is that being on the straight
So
path?
you gotta see the moon.
Guidance wise, like you're on the right side.
Could be. Yeah. You can use that in that respect too. Now, if I can't perceive the light reflecting off the object, it doesn't mean that light isn't present. Okay. What it means is I don't receive the benefits of the presence of that light.
Right.
All right, basically meaning that if I'm not enlightened, or I don't understand about something, like if I look at a stove, without even thinking about it, I can't see the potential of that stove. But when the light is on in your head and you're staying close to God, understanding the infinite potential everything has in this world, you can see, the bakery or the business of baking cookies, Like I said, there's so much around us that until you understand how stuff works and you kind of stay close to your source, there's a reason for everything and we don't know what it is, most of it, We might know one little area, like Haji can look at that camera and tell me 10 different things about that. I look at it, I'm hoping that thing turns on. That he definitely has more insight,
Yeah.
to, what's going on with that camera, what it could do. So, now remember, purpose of light is to reflect heavenly meaning. Okay, that is the purpose. The power of light is to transform disorder into order. Okay, light reveals that which is empty. Now, if the asset is there, but there isn't enough light to see that asset, that is an empty space to you. Like I said, you could be looking at something and I take those famous Amos cookies and take them over to somewhere where they ain't got no type of food and they got all kinds of money. I could change that into $10,000, on a desert island.